Howdy, Japan Stalkaz. In today's video, we're going to delve into the topic of toxicity. It's a subject that affects each and every one of us one way or another. But before we continue, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified. Alright, let's get to it. So first we'll delve into the definition of toxicity, signs and symptoms of it, and lastly what can be done about it. The definition of toxicity is the quality of being very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. In other words, it's a negative feeling and atmosphere that kind of festers and percolates over time, and can get very corrosive, and soon the entire environment is just covered in a dark cloud of negativity. And so it's widespread and it just keeps building and growing and growing. So it could definitely affect morale. So some signs and symptoms. Well, someone or a group could be very bitter, resentful, or sometimes they could be envious and jealous. I've actually done a video recently on envy and jealousy, so check that out if you haven't already. Also, it can lead to blame and projection, like pretty much blaming others for the problem instead of examining yourself. And also that could lead to depression and negativity, which gotta go hand in hand. And lastly, and this is the most vital thing, is it can lead to gossip and backstabbing, talking about others behind their back and spreading rumors, so you can know how damaging that can get. So there's many different signs of toxicity, and pretty much when you know, you know. Okay, lastly, what can be done about it? Well, there's two cases. Maybe you're the toxic person, or maybe someone else is the toxic person. If you're the toxic person, first examine yourself. Figure out why you're being toxic. Do you show one or more of those symptoms that I just previously mentioned? And if so, change your outlook. Try to change your attitude, change how you view things, and change how you act. And then finally, if you do recognize that you're a toxic person, apologize to the others, and I'm sure they'll appreciate you, trying to improve yourself. Now, the other case is if somebody else is toxic. Well, first, call them out. It may not be easy to do that, and of course, if you're like being non-confrontational, it may be challenging to do that. But it's in everyone's best interest to do that if the case warrants that. Next, ask them why they're feeling that way or why they're acting that way. Again, and ask them to self-examine and figure out what's making them act that way and affecting them. Third, be the change. You can step up to the plate and try to change the environment yourself, because it takes a leader to do this, in a group of people, just one person to take the initiative. And then finally, and this is if worse comes to worse and the person doesn't want to change or nobody calls them out, just politely ask them to leave, because it affects everyone else, and like I said before, it affects morale and the environment and the atmosphere, and it's probably in the group's best interest if they ask that person to just politely leave. So in this video, we discussed the definition of toxicity, signs and symptoms of it, and what can be done about it. It's somewhere, toxicity can affect anyone at any time and any group of people, and it just drags everybody down and it just puts a damper on everything. So it's very important to address it, know the signs, and ultimately try to resolve it. Well, I hope this video helped. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. This is Stalkaz. See ya!